Good morning, San Francisco. That is where we start our unscripted Dolphin adventure in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, flying the Taog's Hangar HH-65 Alpha Dolphin helicopter. Less than a month old. Oh, is it less than a month old? It must be just getting on a month, mustn't it? Or is it 4 weeks? Gosh, it's just been an absolute whirlwind, the amount of content I've made for this Taog's Hangar twin pack. And a couple of people to say hello to. New followers on the channel. Hello, Lee Glio. Nice to have you along. Fredericks. Good old Fredericks. Great to have you with us on Twitch today, Fredericks. Very much appreciate your support as always on the channel. And Auringo, sorry, I hope I've said that correctly. Auringo, hello from Japan. Well, a very warm greeting to you in Japan, Auringo. It's great to have you along too. Thanks for joining the stream. It is a day to celebrate Emergency Dispatcher Pro. There has been a cool announcement regarding this software product this week, and that is that Matt from Miravia Softworks has announced that Emergency Dispatcher Pro is going to be getting a free global mission pack. And so he's managed to obtain a bunch of data from around the world, roads, sports fields, wind turbines, hospitals, helipads, national parks, sounds interesting, offshore platforms, very important, so that he can make missions for us to enjoy with the existing Emergency Dispatcher Pro, but not just limited to the United States Coast Guard. So that is coming to Emergency Dispatcher Pro soon. I don't know if he's put a timeline on it. It feels like it's soon. If you want to have a trial of the product, you can do so now, free, 24 hours from Aerosoft One. In fact, why don't I just get pasting that in the channel right now? There is the information for you. There it is. So the expansion, the global mission pack will work if you've already bought it, and you can, I don't know, you can fly wherever you want. I mean, I don't know quite how you're going to select the starting base or whether he's going to limit it. I don't know if he's actually got that far into giving us all the detail yet, but a kind of a cool announcement. People were definitely very keen, especially people in Europe. Hello, people in Europe. We're in a good time zone for you, so hopefully you're going to say hello if you're watching the stream right now, so that people in Europe can enjoy what's going down in Emergency Dispatcher Pro as well. So I reckon that's really cool. So, first let me just check a couple of things and make sure that I'm going to the right place in YouTube, which has been a little bit of a comedy of errors on my part recently. I keep sort of putting things in the wrong place. It looks like that's gone to the wrong place, to the right place, which is very pleasing. Yeah, no, it hasn't. Live. Oh, no, it has. Live now. Why has it come up twice? Dolphin on GD. Okay, all right. YouTube knows best. I'm not going to ask. It's fine. It's working, Matthew. Relax. It's working. So I'm going to try and get moving with this first mission. So let's get inside the cockpit and start to think about what we're going to do here. I am definitely not at Astoria. I am in San Francisco. That is the international airport just at my 1 o'clock right now. I'm going to take a random mission. I'm going to throw caution to the wind. Come what may. I don't know where the four winds of fortune will take us tonight. Well, I know that, I say tonight because it's evening time in Melbourne. I know that there's really just one wind today. It's a very strong southerly. I'm using real world weather. It is coming, it was from yesterday morning in San Francisco because it's not quite dawn yet in San Francisco. So I'm using yesterday's weather from about, I don't know, 20 hours ago or something. So, yes, AS65, mission random, duration 1 hour. I don't know, what's it going to give me? A roadside accident? I don't know. An emergency pickup from a ship at sea? I don't know. Let's find out. So, dispatch mission. Dispatch is available after the sim is ready. Oh, that's not promising, is it? That is not promising. Am I going to have to do it in the external app? What do you mean after the sim is ready? Connected, Navigraph is connected, radar, care, no, general, dispatch mission. What do you mean it's available after the sim is ready? Matt! I don't have Matt on board today. He's been very kind to join the stream a couple of times. Why is dispatch mission not let up? I'm just going to see if I can achieve the same thing, but in the external app. So, San Francisco random dispatch. If that works. It looks like it's working in the external app. Oh, there it is. Does this come through to the... Alright, don't know. It's a road accident. We've got a multi-vehicle collision reported on a major route. Fire and ambulance are on the scene and request air transport for at least one seriously injured patient. Okay, that sounds like a mission that we are going to be able to deal with. Based on tasking and transport time, deliver any injured to Eden Medical Center, California, a level 2 trauma center for definitive care. Reports indicate approximately 2 persons involved. Okay. Is that supposed to be like that? So... Here it is. No, there it is on here. Can I zoom in? Destination. Oh, it's right here in San Francisco. Wow, cool. So we're going to head up to the San Francisco Central Business District. I like the look of that. And we are going to then fly over to the sort of the Oakland side and take them to the hospital over there. All right. I think we can do that. In fact, I know we can do that. We can absolutely do that. Yeah. All right. Well, we might start to get this thing fired up, hey? Get the Dolphin running. So, get the correct camera view here. Correct camera view, Matthew. So, let's get the battery on. Let's get the generator on and on. No, on. And I'll just click every button until something happens. Our fuel, let us maybe just address that in the Dolphin. Weight and balance. I'm just going to go full because I don't know what I'm doing. So let's just go full. We're still 1,600 below our maximum takeoff weight. We've got that strong southerly to think about today is just the only thing. So upstairs, just get these. I like a nice bit of... yeah. Sorry, just trying to... come on. Get those lights the way I want them. I think that looks okay there. All right. So let's see if I can actually do this from memory. There's my flow there. It's not very comprehensive. Heat, cabin light, avionics fan, external light, anti-coils and position lights. We'll get those on right now. And I think we might simply just be able to start it. The Dolphin's actually very simple to start. Once you know what you're doing, get rid of that tag there. We're all clear here. We don't need the autopilot just yet. Pitos for later. Yeah, all right. Well, I think that's okay. Let's get the avionics on as well. I'll just get that flight plan through to my GPS momentarily. That has at least come alive. That's a good thing. Flight plan and map. I'll just export it from the desktop app because I know that works. So save flight plan to the PMSG TN 750. We continue. I think that's done. Oh, now it's done. So flight plan. I'm just doing this in another window. Do I want to replace it? Yes, I do. Message. No. Menu. Import that, please. Import from file. Okay to start. KSFO to KSFO. Yes. So that's gone onto the map by the look of it. Yeah. So there's the scene. There's the hospital. And then we come back to San Francisco. This is going to be a nice short mission. I like this. So it's just 10 nautical miles up, 17 or 18 nautical miles across, and then 15 nautical miles back. Say hello, please, on the text chat. I'd like to know who is following along and who I need to say hello to, apart from Aoringo. So nice to see you along. Right, so we don't need the transponder just yet. Put that away, Matthew. So let's try starting this thing up, hey? So I'm going to use I'll get the right camera on. No, there's the correct camera there. So, right, so there's my Moser stick. I just bumped this with my head before, so I'll just try and, oh, that'll do. You can see what I'm doing, can't you? So there's the Moser and there's the I whacked it. I just stood up to go and get my coffee before and I whacked it, and then I'll be moving the screen around like crazy now as well. Let's acknowledge that warning. These graphics are looking a bit choppy, so therefore I am suspicious that Microsoft Flight Simulator has again changed them all to their absolutely highest settings, which is ridiculous. Please do not do that, Microsoft Flight Simulator. No, it hasn't. That's slightly worrying. I wonder if there's something loaded in which is not something that I want. That's causing a bit of a drag on the frame rate there. I'll just turn down the terrain level of detail and see if that achieves anything. Okay, let's just try that looking around again. I think that should be okay. All right, so I've got my starter switch up here, and we'll just get those levers back. They are all the way back. So here comes engine 1. Temperature fine. Okay, here we go. The fuel is introduced. We're in the first detent. Watching the temperature here, the outlet temperature. This will be a bit better if I get a bit further forward. We did not have a hot start. That's great. Just giving it a tiny bit more there on the fuel. We've got rotors happening. There's the gong to tell us that it's all working, so we can just disable that temporarily. Hello, Magic Norm. Very good to have you along. Hope you're going really well. We've got our first engine started, and we bring it all the way to 100, so I just slowly increase the fuel control lever on engine 1, keeping an eye here on the torque so that we don't over torque it. We need to get up there to the scene of this road accident and get that person over to a hospital. Good morning, Matthew. Greetings from Knoxville, Tennessee, USA. Great to see you up and flying. Tom, it's great to see you up. It must be very early for you. It must be very, very, very early for you, TC Marshall. There we go. So we haven't exceeded the torque limit there. And our rotor is in fact almost into the green. And it's then a very simple matter to get the second engine started. There's the green right now for the rotor. The fuel control lever is all the way forwards. Let me know what the balance is like between my voice and the background. It looks like it's okay on my meters. Where is my meter? Yeah, there's me. It might be a tiny bit high. Yeah. Let me know if it's distracting in the background. 6 a.m. for you. Oh, so not quite what I thought. I thought it was like going to be 3 o'clock in the morning or something for you. Okay. I hope it's a lovely morning in Knoxville, Tennessee this morning. Yesterday morning in San Francisco, it was evidently very windy. That is the weather I'm using for this flight. Let's get our second engine started up. So, engine 2 on. We watch the RPM here. We're at 12%. I introduce fuel. Hot start, no. Engine 2 starts up. Once we achieve 40%, which looks like now I can turn the starter off, which is what I failed to do on the last one. Whoops. And I'll slowly increase the speed of that engine now. Oh, we're still starting up. So, oh dear, that's looking dangerously like a hot start. Why did that happen? So we've just had a fail on engine 2. So I'll just crank that right now. This has happened to me once before. What have I done wrong on engine 2? The starter is off, the fuel is all the way back. I'm cranking the engine. So I don't quite know what temperature I need to wait for that to get down to. I'll just crank it for a bit longer. So we had a hot start on engine 2. Why? Did I have the fuel flow lever further forward than what I realized? That is my working theory. So we've cranked that, and we're at 500 now. So I'll just give it a little bit more. I'm not sure actually what the maximum starting temperature is. That's been cranking and cranking. So, I don't know, if it's below 500, can I start it? I'm not quite sure what the rules are on the Dolphin. At least we didn't get a fire. Alright, so we'll try that one more time. 2 has started. Make sure that gear is down, the landing brake is on. Okay, we're into the detent. Fuel's introduced. I'm watching the gas temperature, it's fine. Magic Norm, what does crank do? Crank spins the turbine to let air, or maybe I should more simply just say air, through the engine, which is beneficial when we've just had a hot start, which is what just happened to me because of my carelessness with the fuel flow lever. So, oh, there it goes up again now, just keeping an eye on it. That's not looking great. How long do I let it stay up there? Alright, that's an overtemp, so I've got to stop it again. Why am I having issues with engine 2? I mean, I could just fly this whole mission on one engine, but I don't think that's ideal. So we'll crank it one more time. I'm just going to have to use Control E next time. So cranking it again, the engine got too hot. That's not great. Why is that happening when I start this machine? This has happened to me once before, and I don't think I really got to the bottom of why that occurred. So we're cranking and cranking again. I'm going to have to use Control E. Oh, the starter's still on. That's not helpful, Matthew. So start her off and engine 2 crack. So it's heading down. What I might do this time is... Well, I said I was going to use Control E. So that's... I wonder if that's going to hold down if I try... No, it's not. Okay. Oh, that's all the way at the bottom now. Okay, I'm going to try it one more time. I'm going to go to... I'm going to go up here. And I'm going to, this time, just move this forward there, manually, into the first position and see what happens. But that now doesn't seem to be enough. Hello, person on the apron there. I haven't seen who you are yet. That's the first detent there. Okay, sorry. So we're at the absolute minimum on the first detent. We should be fine here. Who's that outside? Oh, Aldingo maybe? Or Captain FS 2024? Hello to both of you. So you can come and fly along if you like and do this. Oh, Avro Vulcan is doing some live plane spotting for us. Project Sunrise A350 1000 ultra long range, currently in the air from Toulouse, France to Melbourne, Australia. Is that its first flight? Is that the first flight of any of their planes? I know they had a demo come by here before. Do you know what? I'm not even watching this engine. Alright, so what am I going to do here? I'm going to go forwards. I'm making a complete mess of the startup. I've never had a worse startup. Right, so... I think I've busted the simulation for it. This is definitely... That's cranked. I got distracted. So I need to crank that a bit more, and then I'm going to control E because I don't know what's going on now. It's just being annoying. Although I made it worse that time as well. Oh dear. Alright, so that's Control E. At least it doesn't say it's a fire. So I've Control E. Is that not going to work either? Am I going to have to do this whole mission on one engine? That's not a great idea. Engine 2 fuel. Really? Is there something wrong with the fuel? I don't think so. Peter, FCS. This is your last chance, engine 2. There is not a fuel issue. It's fine. It's your last chance, engine 2. Thomas, do you ever do VATSIM helicopter flights? Yes, Thomas. Once in a rare while, I do. I enjoy taking helicopters on VATSIM. The one I normally do is Sydney on a Monday night, because there's always going to be, Melbourne time that is, because there's always going to be ATC on. Okay, why? There's no torque, there's RPM. I'm just edging that forwards now. Is it going to work now? There won't be any torque on engine 2 because... Whoa. I don't know. That felt a bit buggy and strange to me. Parking brake, horn, AFCS. Okay, let's get the AFCS happening over here with this view. The bat switches come forward. We get flight director couple on. We've almost cleared the board here. We need the pitot heats on. 1 and 2. And we need the parking brake and horn. Didn't I do that? Oh, I put it the wrong way. Horn is now on. And that just leaves the parking brake. So let's just do a quick test here. Forward. Yep. So we are rolling. I'm holding the toe brakes. Tom, yeah, that's great. Yeah, I would absolutely be open to doing more. I've got to be honest with you, half the time doing helicopter flights on VATSIM, I mean no offense in this, but I also kind of have to educate the ATC a little bit. Most ATC and VATSIM aren't actually super well versed in helicopter operations. I'm not criticizing, it's just the way it is. The VATSIM has a focus obviously on airliners. Alright, so yes, we're ready to roll. What else do I need to do? We'll get that landing light on. And then it's just a simple, we're gonna just get my navigraph up here as well. So what we would be doing here if we were on ATC is we'd be talking to San Francisco Tower, I would imagine. I'm not quite sure what the procedures are for San Fran. And we would just, I think, just head out north there. So there's no VFR routes listed on here. So let's just go and find this road accident. So there's my head. We're all working here. My Moser flight controls are not working. So let's just quickly get my force feedback working. It'll come right in a sec. It's just I realized there was no force feedback. Yeah, Tom, it is out of the ordinary for them, but it's kind of fun. I mean, I hope I didn't get the wrong idea. I'm very patient for people who want to become a bit more familiar with helicopter skills. Okay, so let's just take off from the spot. So we are going to keep the toe brakes down. Parking brake comes off. Landing gear is down. We are going to let the nose come up just like what it's doing right now, and then lift the last part off the ground. I should have the trim release down. Now I do. I'm going to edge forward here and try not to collide with my two friends. And just head out over the apron. No warnings. Temperature and pressures are all in green. Release the toe brakes. Hello, freight operators at San Francisco. There's my transverse flow effect inside the stick. Bit of fog around in San Francisco. I'm using the weather from yesterday morning. Getting a little bit close to that antenna, especially because I've got a strong southerly coming from here. I didn't even talk about that when I took off. Strong southerly. But the Dolphin handled it just fine. So we'll stay on the coastline here. That'll get us up to the CBD. Is there a door open? No wonder it's so loud. The door's open. How did I open the door? Oh, do you know what? Close the door. Door close. Interesting. There we go. Because the door was open. Surprise! Alright, so let's get moving down the coast here. We can get that landing gear up. That's looking just fine here. High IFR. Why would I ever want it on that? VFR, please. So we're still in the Bravo airspace, I believe. Or is it? Yeah, we're still in controlled airspace. So the VFR route out of San Fran looks like that one there, which we kind of are following. So that's Farmers Market that we're going for. Pretty hard work in this fog. I'm going to have to say pretty low. Waking up people in the early morning. I'm at 750 feet. How are we looking? Just might get the couple of things I can set up a bit better here. RNAV, get that on there. No. Yeah, RNAV. So that's going to count down. No, still not counting down. What have I done wrong there? Oh, that one is. LNAV. So that'll show me my nav route soon. See the line coming back on now. That'll take me directly to the scene. Suppose I could be pleading with ATC right now to let me in. 100 knots. The course deviation indicator on the HSVD is showing that I'm on course here. I'll just point to you in a second what I'm talking about. Leveling out with trim release down, and the helicopter beautifully flies the attitude for me. There's the indicator I'm talking about there. I just changed that to LNAV so that I could see what I imported from Emergency Dispatcher Pro, and that's in there. That figure there is wrong. So it's 6.4. Is it really only 6.4 miles? Have I gotten that fast already? 6.3. So the main time wasted there was me trying to get the engine 2 started. Oops. So yes, Tom. I will try and do some more helicopter flying. Auckland on a Sunday night is a possibility, because, or New Zealand. Oh, I'm getting blown around here. What's the wind? 19 knots from the south. Pretty strong, so I'm going to have to be very mindful of that when I land. Coming around here, very easy to just fly pretty much hands off in the Dolphin once you've got your attitude set. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. That's 1,100. Let's just try and discourage it from climbing further. It's actually descending right now, but I think it will pop back up again. I've not been to San Francisco, so I don't know my way around. Although I have flown here in FA-18 Interceptor circa 1987 on the Commodore Amiga. Yes. San Francisco did not look quite this good back then. Okay, Emergency Dispatcher Pro. Do I have any options at this time? No. What? Waiting for tasking? Is that correct? Surely not. Dispatch notes. No active actions. No active objective. What? Dispatch. Oh, I'm already flying. Okay. My fault. Oh, it's just giving me a new one. No! How do I get the last thing? But I didn't save the last one. Matthew, you have just committed a disaster. Also, I don't think the app is connected. That's going to be rather a problem. Waiting for tasking. Why are you doing that? Why has my keyboard lost one of its feet? There we go. That's better. Well, this is an emergency dispatcher fail because I've dispatched it. Safely. Why? Why is it not connected to the simulator? Are any of these poor people actually following me? Yes, they are. Oh my gosh, sorry. So here's what we're going to do, people. I pretty much have no choice but to restart the simulator, but for the people who are actually following me, what we'll do is have a quick look at the Golden Gate Bridge, go back to the Coast Guard Air Station, and I'll just have to restart the simulator, but I'll do it with the engines running, obviously, this time. So I might actually be able to ready to take one of these missions in about 10 minutes. Why did that not connect? Golden Gate Bridge, how beautiful in this fog. So what is the local time that I've set this to? That's not right. In the simulator. Sort of, I've made it sort of daybreak. Beautiful Golden Gate Bridge. Why has Emergency Dispatcher Pro not connected? Magic Norm, yeah, every time I have problems with the doors. I'll just see if that works again. Open door. No. It's not connected. Why is it not connected? And why am I climbing so high? Oh no, I'm not. I'm 1,100. There's Alcatraz right in front of us. Sorry, companion helicopters, FHPRA. Hey, nice to see you. Always good to see you. Oh, that's pretty magical, isn't it? Look at that San Francisco skyline view, which I guess we'll enjoy briefly before I just head back down to the base. Wow, that's very frustrating. Why has that happened? Not connected, Emergency Dispatcher Pro. Back to the airport, so we'll try and do it a bit faster. Back to the Coast Guard Air Station. I will have to restart the simulator. I'll just bounce straight back in, which won't take too long, I don't think. We'll have the engines running. I'll have to dispatch a new mission. And we'll have to see how we go. What a pity. I suppose the first clue was when it looked like the app was not connected in here and I was using the desktop app, but then that hasn't worked either. Although this says connected. Mission inactive. Waiting for tasking. Why? I don't get it. I think I just have to restart it. Yeah, so I don't know what happened with the doors that time. I think I might have connected really briefly and then disconnected, because maybe that's how the doors got open. Yeah, could do some helicopter flying in New Zealand, just fly out with ATC. The procedures are pretty easy in New Zealand, you know, not being terribly congested airspace. Queenstown would be more fun, wouldn't it? But then again, it's like not that congested. There's on VATSIM, there's never really any other general aviation traffic. People just want to fly airliners, sadly. No, I mean happily for them. So yeah, you know what I mean. It'd be nice to have a bit more general aviation traffic at the airport, so that you felt you were sort of in the middle of something. Well, this has been a glorious scenic experience. My wing people have given up. I don't blame them after that mission fail. So I guess we're imagining that the Coast Guard's just been on the radio and said, no worries, no, we've got it all sorted out, we're fine. The passengers have got to the hospital by themselves. So you can go back to base, mate. So there we go, that's just what's happened. So we're just simulating that. We were halfway there and Coast Guard said, nah, turn around, you're fine. Relax. Crisis averted. That's just what happened for sure. In fact, it's very accurately simulated. Oh dear, oh dear. It is such a breeze to fly this helicopter, it really is. Let's try this in the BO 105, that'd be a bit more work. That would be a bit more work. So this time I'll definitely make sure that EDPro is running before I start the sim. I will exit the app before I start the sim. So that'll just take a minute of me fumbling around looking at the camera and entertaining you with my stream of consciousness, trying to get things working correctly in the flight simulator. Oh dear, oh dear. Dear, oh dear. Well, I was looking forward to discovering a new hospital's helipad. Still works over here, that's good. Because that's always a challenge, you never quite know what you're in store for. Collective down, nose up. Means we will slow down. Getting continuous vibrations from the AB6. I'm about halfway through making my review of the AB6, so I'm pretty happy with how that's come along. I've recorded a demo flight and talked about configuring all the forces, and I'll just need to record a little bit more about the configuration, and then that video will be pretty much done. Get that uploaded, so I think I'll be able to finish that in the weekend. Hands-free flying in the HH-65 Dolphin. Lord Danny Boy. Hello, Matthew. Hello, Danny Boy. Have you thought about getting a collective from Virpal? Yes. Yes, I have. I am very much hoping to trial, in the very near future, a handcrafted 3D printed kit, which has got very nice reviews on Etsy from a New Zealand creator. His shop name just slips my mind just at this minute. Let's get this landing gear down. And so people are thrilled with his product, and it is a much more cost-effective. Well, it's cheaper. It's a lot cheaper than going to the level of Virpal. So absolutely, yes. It would be much better to have a collective down here, and so that'll be nice when I get the stick mounted on a chair as well. So first I need to get the chair, then I can mount the stick and the collective to it. So that's hopefully all going to be happening in the next couple of months. Danny boy, that's the plan. Are you using a Virpal collective yourself? And how, if so, how are you finding it? Now, so at this point I realise I don't have a photographic memory of what this airport layout is. I know it's up here in the corner, Navigraph charts. Yeah, we're doing just fine. It's just, no, don't open that. I am going to the correct part of the airport. Hello, Mrs. TPHI, nice to see you. Must be early morning for you as well, I'd imagine. Oh, Danny boy, you've got the Virpal Collective and a Moser AB9. Beautiful. Have you got the MH16 grip as well, like I've got? Yeah, AB9 would be good. The AB6, I do notice the cogging feel inside it. Not really when I'm flying, but when I'm sort of testing it, it's quite apparent to me. There's the Coast Guard over there, I believe, yes. Got some nice wing person flying there from Aldingo. Nice flying. Delta 1, Foxtrot 3 as well. So people, I'm going to put down at the base at the air station, the Coast Guard air station, to use its correct name. I need to just shift the camera over here a bit so that I can actually see out of the... I've got to say, the visibility in the Dolphin cockpit is a bit challenging at times. That's not the fault of Taog's Hangar, of course. That's the way it is. So we are going to be mindful of this very strong southerly wind coming in. 18 knots. And I'm going to try and just get onto that first pad down there. So, oh, Danny, you've got a custom printed It's great, isn't it, where I'm busy reading the chat instead of actually landing the helicopter. You've got a custom printed grip. That's awesome. It looks like an H125. Nice. Okay, Matthew, just do the landing and then chat with Danny Boy. So, over here, you can do it. Yeah, this southerly is quite something. You have to get that nose down. Look how low that nose is to descend it. And I'm getting some pretty dodgy frame rates here as well. That's not great. It was almost sort of going down nose first. Yeah, also frame rate's a bit of a challenge here. Do you know what? I might just get the performance monitor up before I restart it. So, what is the issue? I bet it's the... Yeah. It'll be the memory. 14.6. Okay, what I'll do is just change that before we do the restart here. And we'll just get that object level of detail down to 50 and let's see how that goes. 45 even. See if that bounces out some of the VRAM utilization. No, it hasn't moved it at all. Great. Josh, hello. How's the update of the aircraft? Well, it's great. I'll be able to show you the hoist. So, but I'll have to do that after I restart the app. So I will come in with the engines going. So let's just get it all restarted and I'll get my chatting window up there. So you can enjoy my face on the back of a black backdrop. Sorry. So we are just restarting. And how are we looking there? Okay, so this time I'm just in the background. I am closing EDPro. And yes, I want to exit it. And this time I want to restart it. EDPro. No, emergency dispatcher pro. Then I'll get straight back in with the simulator. And everything will be okay. I say somewhat hopefully. Yeah, it's... perfectly fine to fly the updated Dolphin. It's nice to have the auto hover somewhat addressed. Wonder how the T-hover will go in these windy conditions in San Francisco if I ever manage to get into a mission. So I've restarted the Emergency Dispatcher Pro app. It does not say we're connected. What does it say we're connected in here? Is this still connected on here? No. So I thought I might have still had it lined up in there, but I don't. So I thought... I don't know what I thought. It's loading up again, so we'll be fine. Everything will be all right. Build status. Ready for dispatch. Mission inactive, MSFS disconnected. Yeah, well, it's only restarting, isn't it? So that would be understandable. Why don't I try and get WinCap 1 to be fed by the... No, don't do that. To be fed by Emergency Dispatcher Pro, WinCap 1. Is that going to work? Apparently not. Mission Dispatcher, that says that's okay. Oh, because I'm not in the right scene. So flying, there we go. There it is. So that's the app I've been talking about. The music has disappeared because I've turned music off. MSFS definitely says connected in there. So that kind of looks promising. And it would help to try and operate the simulator not through OBS, but through the simulator itself. I, as usual, have far too many windows open. Start. Free flight. Only 8.6 gigabytes of VRAM used now, unsurprisingly. And this time we'll go in with the engines running to... Oh, yeah. So what time is it in San Francisco now? Don't know, but we'll just get it back to yesterday morning again with those strong winds. Okay, onto the helipad, the one that I landed on. 115 from 190. Okay, that's good. Starting. Black Fox, hello, the one and only Matthew Crawford. Yeah, here I am. I'm great. Nice to see you. Nice to see you, Black Fox. So let's hope that this works a bit better this time. That helicopter is definitely pointed the wrong way for a takeoff. So I might just turn it around the west. Oh, Delta 1 Foxtrot 1's got the MH-60. Nice. Nice. I like that. So let's try all of this again. Why does the Dolphin camera and Dolphin, I think, always do it like that, where it sort of puts you in the back of the sim first? So let's just get some more lights happening here. Up, 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 up. How's that look? That looks nice. Okay, so back to le app. Lap. So EDPro. That says it's connected. Does the desktop app still say it's connected? Mission inactive, MSFS connected. Okay, it's looking like it should be better this time. So, nav, radar, nav, yeah. I'll just go back to this view here. That'll be a bit easier. Yes. So, where do I... That's the care, general. Oh, I changed it here. So, San Francisco. Random 1 hour. Dispatch mission generating. Please work. Please work. Mission generated. Multi-vehicle collision reported on a major route. That's what it gave me last time. Fire and ambulance are on scene.
Local agency needs a helicopter for a car accident. Land if you can do it safely. Otherwise, we'll hoist the patient.
Oh dear. Eden Medical Center. Is this actually almost the same mission that I got last time? That does look good. Okay, it's not too far to go. So we'll be lifting in about 2 minutes once I just get this into the GPS as well. So, save plan EDPro. Oh, I can save it in there as well. That might make sense. I'm just saving this in the app as well. Save that. Save flight plan. Just doing this in the app as the PMS GT 750. Okay, that's done. No, it's not. Now it's done. Why am I getting such bad performance? That's quite worrying. Okay, so let's get the GPS here, and then I'll get this loaded up again. Have that on map, have this on flight plan. We are going to go menu, we're going to go import, we are going to import from file. Yes, I know it'll take a few seconds. It's a very simple flight plan. Out, out, out. Okay, so we just need to overfly the airport. So we're going to imagine that air traffic control has definitely cleared us to do what we're about to do. So let's get that landing light on. Let's get that parking brake off. The landing gear is still down. I'm going to turn around on the spot here. Oh, whoa. That was bad. All right, let's, come on. Yeah, I'm getting a bit of a slideshow here. I think it's because of the airport, so I'm just going to rip it up and get moving, because this is actually quite annoying. So let's, what's my heading like? I need to turn to the left a bit once we get going. Just fly over the intersection of the runways. The tow brakes are on. I don't want to be pushing into the limit there. I just want to get that nose up, pulling up higher. We're going to the southeast rather. Oh, that wind's really pushing me backwards. Oh, it's horrible. And I also didn't have the trim release down. Good times. All right. Just waiting for the bank to approve the loan of a new HH-65. Yep. What's it doing to the frame rate of the stream? I hope it's okay. Right over the centre line of the run of the San Francisco International, because we have definitely been cleared to do this. Landing gear comes up. Is anyone flying me? On the way to the scene of a multi-car accident. That's looking a bit better now. Mission active this time. Good. Alright, so we're heading in the right direction. We'll get there. So I just need to do that same change on here again. Get the RNAV on. Yes. Actually, that's pretty much the right direction. Now it won't be. Come over here. Very busy down in the airport today, as it always is in San Francisco. As it always is. So we don't want to be going much higher than 1,000 feet. I would not have thought. Let's get that sorted out there. Try and level off. Trim releases down. Trying to get it on 0, but then we'll just fine tune it with the collective. Still wants to speed up, or climb I should say. So we're 0 on here now. That's good. We are accelerating almost up through 120 knots. That's good. We are at 900 feet. I'm happy with that. I will need to just come around to the left a bit. I'll just use some few clicks here on the hat switch for my hardware trim. That's much too far. Why'd you do that? That's the Moser hardware trim. Not very linear today. Maybe it's just going a bit too fast. So I've actually disabled the Taog's Hangar trim inside the simulator, and instead I'm using the hardware trim on the AB6, which works generally really nicely. I'm very happy with that. So let's just see what's happening on the GPS. Out. So that's the scene of the accident there. We've got to be mindful of the strong southerly, which is now blowing at... Oh, I've left the wrong camera on, so let's just get that going. So now blowing at 20 knots from the south. Very stiff breeze indeed in San Francisco. Still descending here a bit, but nose up on the trim, which actually repositions the whole joystick. Don't really want to be flying below 500 feet above ground level. And we'll just get back out to the sea a bit. We are in rather challenging foggy conditions, as is typical for San Francisco in its mornings. That fog will take some hours to blow off, and that's not looking great right now, is it? That's quite scary. That is way foggier than what I thought it was going to be. Even at 600 feet up. I'm going to have to watch this very carefully. That's what we're doing. Gear is up. Landing light is on. I'll leave the landing light on. Dreadful conditions, really, in this fog. Quite scary. Not really how you'd be flying it in real life. Let's get that Navigraph map up as well. I just find that reassuring having that there as well. Please don't divert back to high IFR mode. That was just silly. Let's hide that. It's gone back to high IFR. Why would you do that? We want VFR, please. Okay there. We just need to come around to the right though, because I've got that all set up correctly. Looking pretty good. That's 1,000 feet, coming out of a bit of a fog patch there. That's helpful. Then we need to fly across the bay over to the Oakland side to drop off our patient. I'm going to cheat a little bit and look at Google Maps whilst we're in transit over to the hospital. EDPro EFB. Okay, so no actions available just yet. So we're flying to the action scene now. By the way, open door. No, that still doesn't work. Or is it door open? Oh well. That voice activated command is not working. 3 nautical miles away. So it's a major road. We're looking for 2.7 now. Oh, I can see the markers already. The smoke and the flare. Perfect. Perfect. Nice work, EDPro. Putting that into the sim for me. I can see exactly where I need to go. Alright, at least this is working this time. So we'll start to nose up and collective down. 500 feet right now. Again, how to get the best view outside of the Dolphin. Maybe come over here a bit. Head tracking is a must. Yep, that's happy with that. Fuel's still okay. So what's the difference between the grey smoke and the red smoke? Where am I supposed to land? Probably not in the smoke is probably the, probably the best idea. So 1.2 miles, 80 knots, nose up, collective down. 500 feet of height. Sailboats out along the river there. That looks pretty. Beautiful blade slat coming back into the Moser AB6 stick. If you're interested to learn more about Moser, there is a link. It's an affiliate link, so if you use that and purchase, I might stand to make a small commission off that, which will be of benefit to my channel. So thank you for considering that. The Moser AB6 has just been glorious. Let's get that
Sector Coast Guard rescue aircraft. We have arrived on scene and are commencing the medevac operation at this time. Weather is as follows. Visibility is fair, wind is light. Fuel is stable at this time, and we do not anticipate bingo status for this operation.
Yep, that's all correct, except the wind is not light. So, just getting a bit of a sense of what's going on out here. Is this a parking lot right here? Can I land on this parking lot? Landing gear is down 3 greens. Holding the tow brakes now. I think I can land in this. There's a field over there, and there's a, I don't know what this looks like, a quarry or a depot or something. So maybe I'll try, not a quarry, a depot is what I meant. I'll try and come right into here. Oh, there's power lines. You just noticed the power lines. Oh dear, oh dear. That probably would have been on Navigraph if I had cared to look. So I've probably flown right through them. That's a disaster right there. There is a fire truck waiting for us. Ooh, that was a unpleasant experience. Just really suddenly came down. It was. I thought my descent rate was quite good. Okay, so let's get the app up. Open door. Begin loading. So people will get to work in the back here. Here is the scene at San Francisco. No. So 48 seconds to load up. So what happened over here? Did a fire truck actually come off the road? Oh, it's just a lumpy road, that's all. So there is the Mustang versus... Oh dear, there's actually someone on the ground. Alright, well, I'm sure the situation is completely under control. It didn't know quite where to put that fire truck, did we? So that's looks like it's come a cropper itself. Aldingo has made it down here as well. Hello, good on you for making the flight with us. So, loading patience, 9 seconds. I'll just get back inside the aircraft now. Close door. Okay, Eden Medical Center, 40 nautical miles. But we'll just have a look at these patients first. Ooh, very fast heart rate. Respiratory temperature, GCS, unstable. Where's my recommendations? Recommendations. Yeah, why have I got a rotor overspeed? What's up with that? Why have I got a rotor overspeed? Danny boy, I don't know if they've got cargo missions in mind. Just wondering why my engine overspeeded there. I'm just gonna hold the respiratory rate too high. Sats low. Yes, alright. So patient 1, notify hospital, hemorrhage. Okay. Notify hospital, notify. Hemorrhage control applied. That's done. We'll try and calm them down. What's going on with patient 2? Hemorrhage control, apply. Calming, we'll try and apply them as well. These are all the recommended things. Reassess patient. Yes, let's do that with patient 1. Patient 2. We'll notify the hospital of what's going on here. We'll position that patient upright. And we'll reassess them. Care is underway. Care is underway. Okay, so let's get ourselves over to Eden Medical Center. I don't know quite what happened with my rotor speed there. We will take off. We are still more or less... The wind's maybe coming from my right a little bit, so a bit of right pedal perhaps. No, it's stuck in the ground. It's stuck in the ground. Here it comes at last. Yeah, it didn't like that patch of ground for some reason. I don't quite know why that would be. Anyway, let's just get pointed over here. Some oxygen. Oh, thanks, Liglio. Yeah, it turns out that you actually are quite knowledgeable about this. Looks like we might have a medical professional on board. I like that. I like that a lot. So, I'm just getting myself pointed in the right direction. I'm very happy about this now. Okay, that says fly through mode. Let's just get moving here, and then we can just get back and look at our patients. All right. Well, the heart rate stabilised at least on patient 1. Patient 2, the breathing rate. Oh, the heart rate's still quite fast on patient 2. Have I notified the hospital? I thought I had done that. That is done. Reassess patients. We'll reassess them. Care is underway. So, oh, okay. So that was good. That calming method worked there. So you're thinking some oxygen for these people. It's not recommended in the app, but I think you would know better. Reassess patient. Recheck blood pressure. That's underway. Start IV, really? Recheck with care is underway for rechecking the blood pressure. Start IV for patient 2. Oh, that's a follow from Danny Boy. Thanks, Danny Boy. And you were the first person in the stream to set off the bing bong, so very happy with that. Alright, so our heart rate's looking a bit better on patient 1. Patient 2, the heart rate's still very high. Do we need analgesia for this person? Oh, we're supposed to splint the right leg, the left leg. Morphine, really? Condition state change. We'll splint that leg. In real life, that's not very high. Okay. Oh, the heart rate's not too high. Yeah. Okay, we're at 1,500 feet. I've also got to fly the aircraft, so... how are we going here? I'm off course! So let's try and fix that, shall we? Gear is up. It's quite fun. They've got quite a few things to do over here. And I'm just going to have to look on Google Maps and we'll just get a bit of a sense of what the state of this... what the state of this hospital is. Thanks, Danny Boy. Yeah, I appreciate the follow on Twitch. As I keep telling people, I've only been doing Twitch for a couple of months, really, and I've been on YouTube doing this for about 18 months, so still, I would say, very new on Twitch. Looks like I might need to invest a bit more effort in configuring the channel nicely and putting some, what are they called? Tiles, or whatever they're called in Twitch, in there. Okay, we're still climbing. That's not good. Nose down, please. Nose down. Look at the Rudolph float. Okay, patient care. Notify hospital. I really thought I'd done that. So map, divert, no. Oh, and then I just bash the stick. That's not what we want. Might lose points there. So. Has not been notified. Close. Notify. Map. Divert hospital? I want to divert hospital. Eden Medical Center. And now I've got far too low. God, it's quite hard to do all this at the same time. I can get it to do automatic care, but I mean, it's just interesting to maybe try and learn a little bit more about it. I don't know clearly what I'm doing in the patient care. As I think is quite obvious here. Let's just come around here a bit more. Come around here a bit more. Definitely want to get in another mission before we wind up. Don't even go on here for an hour, as it were. So, care. Status watch. Why can't I notify the hospital? Why isn't that working? Reassess patient. Yes, reassess. Care is underway. Patient 1. Reassess. Yes. So oxygen 95. I think we're happy with that, are we? Recommended. Notify hospital. Start IV. Start. Okay. We're almost there. Lactated ringers. I don't know what that means. We are happy above 94 for SATs. Okay, thank you. Reassess. I'm just a little bit confused why the app is not showing me the Notify Hospital. I might just try and do it in the desktop app. Care. That's the no active actions. Fly to Eden Medical Center. Yes. I thought I had to notify them in here, but that's not an option in the desktop app either. So I feel that's not working. I feel that it's not working. Should I divert the hospital? Surely not. With an unsafe patient here, close diversion. Unable to locate a hospital. That would be realistic for me. Still 4.7 nautical miles. We're still pointing off here to the right. I don't want that. Let's just again come around here. I should have put on the heading hold. Would have been a bit more helpful. Okay, that should be a bit better. Who have I got flying with me? Yeah, I've got a little posse here flying along. Thanks, people. Nice to have your company. Really good to have your company. So, Eden Medical Center, California. I'm just going to have a quick look in here. Eden Medical Center, California. And I'll just have a look, just cheating by looking on Google Maps. It'll work. All right, Eden Healthcare Center. Oh, there's two. That's not helpful. Which one is it? It's got to be that big one, surely. It's got to be the big one. So I'll just assume it's the bigger one. It's just is there a helipad on a roof? I'm not seeing one yet. There must be. It must be one on the roof. It looks like such a tall building. I'm just looking. Oh, I see. No, there's one. There's a red one on the ground. Okay, but it's on the other side from where I am right now. Yes, and it is that northern one. I can see it on that map now. Good. So I'm heading to the right one. It's just I need to just be mindful of probably keeping the tall building on my right as I find the helipad, which will be on my right then. And I will need to turn around, so I'm going into the south. Gary, hello. I am in California. I'm in a San Francisco Coast Guard Dolphin helicopter. There we go. We are on our way to Eden Medical Center. We have slowed down too much because I've allowed the helicopter to climb. I will use this opportunity to get the gear down. I'm just going to have to put on the parking brakes, I feel. No, you're not supposed to, are you? So I'll leave the parking brakes off. I haven't checked on the patients for a while. We haven't had any beep beep beeps. So we're looking a little bit more stable here, I think. Reassess. I don't know why I can't notify the hospital though. I'm a bit sort of puzzled by that. Reassess. So the hospital should be out there somewhere. is, let's just get the... Oh, it's a hill, so don't fly into that, please, Matthew, if you don't mind. That would be a bad outcome for our lucky patients. Yeah, so approaching this helicopter, sorry, this hospital from the north makes a lot of sense because, wow, this fog's something today, isn't it? Because that's the side that the helipad is on. I haven't actually spotted the hospital yet. Just cheat and turn that on. I wonder if this fog will lift. Is it here? I still have not spotted the hospital. Oh, that's got to be it right there. Okay. Get rid of that.
Rate of descent is too high this low. Arrest it now.
Yeah, it's done that. Right, those trees are looking a bit tall. As usual, move the view over here. So there's the hospital. I have spotted the helipad on Google Maps. Wonder if the Coast Guard pilots have access to Google Maps. Pretty happy with this so far. Divert the nose so that I can see the pad. The pad is red. It's lower than the building in there, just off to the right. I haven't fully come south though, so what I might do, we're going to be taking off backwards out of this pad later on, is just come around here, keep above that tree, and do it like that. Yeah. I don't need a warning about the patient right now. I'm trying to land the helicopter. So there's the pad. That's looking a bit better. It's a photogrammetry building, so when you get close up it doesn't look that great, but that's just the way it is. We can deal with that. So this is not modeled, it's just photogrammetry. Worst case scenario is that this helipad will be transparent and I'll just fall through it, so we'll hope that we're going to be able to land. There's the radar altimeter. We're doing fine. Actually quite happy with this approach in the end. Get those last few feet off. The cyclic is off to the right. I forgot to hold the toe brace down. Oh, there we go again.
Reset the landing. The runway already rejected that one.
No, it didn't. So it thinks I haven't landed in the right place. So that's not great. Okay. It still says open door, start unloading. At hospital ready to unload. I think it just played the wrong message. Oh my god. That was something. Well, to get back to the Coast Guard though, it's just straight across the bay, so that won't take long, and then we can do another mission. Yes. So, Liglio, I will welcome you. I'll welcome your. I get all these recommendations, and so it sort of tells me what to do. I can sort of do it without the recommendations, but I wouldn't know what to do. So, I'll ask for your assistance more promptly next time. So, what are we doing? We're unloading these patients. Oh, start unloading. Unloading patients. So I don't know what kind of a rating we're going to get here. The mission system does rate us on our performance. Excellent stuff. Hello, people on YouTube and Twitch. So great to have you along. Trying out missions here in Emergency Dispatcher Pro. At California, Eden Medical Center. That's where we are. I've got a couple of helpers here. Delta Foxtrot, hello to you. Captain FS24, hello to you. And we had Audingo, who was saying hello from Japan earlier on. Nice to have you along as well, if you're still here. That's where we got to. I was very happy with my approach, actually. I'm going to be taking off backwards this time, so the way we came in. Okay, return to base or end the mission and debrief now. Let's return to base, and we'll do it sort of semi-realistically. So, close that door. Thank you. And let's get this backwards landing, takeoff happening. So, hold the toe brakes down. And, on my pedals, and aft stick. No, not that far. And pull collective. Trim releases down. Pulling collective. That's looking good. We're going backwards. So the idea here is that we keep the pad in our view to our lower right. We hold the toe brakes down in case we need those. So the idea here is just proceeding backwards enough to climb and just keep the pad in your view at all times so that you can set back down to the pad if you lose an engine, which we have not done. So the only engine loss I had today was that initial takeoff. Alright, so we're happy with that. Let's turn through the wind now, which is to the south. And then we'll get moving back over to Coast Guard Air Station San Francisco. There we go, right over this hill here. So nose down. Can relax on those brakes now. Gear comes up. I'll probably get a warning from the aircraft. No, we're okay. We're gathering speed. 40 knots. Perfect. We are really gathering speed. Torque, good. Whoops. I was putting into the springs bit, pushing into the springs, and then when I used the trim release, it then sprung up. That's how it should behave. I just handled that one not that great. 80 knots. We are climbing. We're quite low over the population of... Is it Oakland over here as well? I suppose this is all Oakland, isn't it? Sorry, I'm not too familiar with San Francisco geography. My feet are cold. Now they'll be nice and warm. So, this time I'm going to ask it to do nav hold for us. Nav. And I'll ask it to alt hold at this point here, which is 800 feet. So alt hold and nav hold, how is the Dolphin going to perform? Hello A320 Simulations, Daryl, so good to see you. We're doing something that you might be a little bit familiar with. We're doing some EMS flying. A320 Simulations, as well as being an excellent YouTuber, is also very experienced or has a lot of career history in EMS flying, which I'm pretending to do today and doing a bit of a shaky view of it. Daryl, check out my my track here. I'm using the autopilot on the way back, but I was trying to do... That was when I was looking after the patients on that leg there, and the helicopter was just going everywhere, but Eden Medical Centre. So, yes. Shame on me. Right, has that captured? That says nav. That says nav. It's in green. It's just that we've got a course deviation there, so not quite sure why. 11 nautical miles to get back over to Coast Guard Air Station San Francisco. 65A Dolphin, they flying in bad weather. Yeah, they can do. I mean, I'm flying VFR today, Black Fox, but you would be able to fly instrument procedures in this aircraft, no problem at all. On my way back into the airport here, we are going to be crossing right over the runways again, so this would require some conversations with San Francisco Tower, which I'm just going to not do today. Yeah, we should definitely... Thanks, Thomas, for suggesting VATSIM. We should definitely do some more VATSIM flying on the channel. So, I'm not quite sure what you would do there in real life. Would you... I'm imagining there would be a procedure for it. Probably, I imagine they'd come around to the north and then just come back that last bit of coast to get into the Coast Guard Air Station there. So they'd get a clearance to, I would imagine, come low in between flights, or maybe they have to stay out of the Bravo airspace coming up around this side and then come over here. Well, we could do that. It won't take too much longer. Let's do that. So let's get our heading bug over about there. And we'll just ask for it to now do a heading hold. IAS, VS. Can't read it from here. Approach heading. So I'm violating the airspace a little bit here, but I mean, let's just say, you know, they said remain outside of 5 nautical miles of the airfield or something. I'm too cool for MSFS 2024. You're too cool. Thank you. All right, that's good. So we proceed not directly into the air station, so we'll come around slightly. We'll approach down that part of the coast there. Have I got my helpers with me? Yeah, Aldingo is still with us. Good. Captain FS2 probably lost us in the fog. They might be flying with different weather to me. I'm flying with yesterday morning's weather in San Francisco, which was obviously very foggy and had a very strong southerly blowing in there from the south, evidently. Okay, we're going quite fast there. I'll just go a little bit down on the collective. And I'll just cut a little bit of a corner here. So I'll come over pretty much due west right now. So just adjust the heading bug over here. I do wish it was more over there. But it's just not. No, I think that'll do. So that'll bring us over here. A320 might have you direct overhead midfield like at 1000 to 1500, then descend clear into pad or maintain visual separation like what I'm doing. Yeah. Yeah, because I'm definitely maintaining visual separation from... I mean, the only way I'd be able to have visual separation here would be to look at the name tags. Oh dear. Yeah, so I imagine there'd be a lot of sort of, oh, not set procedures, but just set communications so that the San Francisco controllers can deal with the Coast Guard air station right there. Obviously, I imagine half the time they need to fly to the south and not the north. Yeah, A320, you have not flown heli over San Francisco, but I used that procedure with LAX. Wow. Black Fox was saying, I'm too cool. A320 Simulations is too cool. He used to fly his helicopter directly over the midfield of LAX. That's cool. That is cool. Brilliant. Okay, so I've got a bug that I can move over here as well, and it is moving over there, so I'll just come around a bit more to the left. We'll be ready to come down the coast. We're holding 800 feet only. I'm happy with that. Yes. Important stuff. Okay. That's good. Visual separation in this case just involves looking around the outside and looking for any name tags, which I'm not seeing. I'll just take them off down and make it a little bit more challenging. Landing light is still on. I can see the coast now, so I'm going to cancel our autopilot modes. Off you come. Kind of miss having that standby switch that we've got in the S76, which disables all the autopilot modes. So I'm just going to follow the coast over the marina again. That makes it quite easy to see where I am. And there should be a beacon over here. Is it in the port or in the cargo terminal? I'm not quite sure. 100 knots, 600 feet. Happy with it. Looks like I'm going quite fast. Is that because I'm low? 600 feet? Let's get the head tracking on. Follow the coast in. Still 100 knots. Is that a bus terminal there with all the vehicles parked? Or containers? I don't know. Was that buses? Right, how am I doing here? I'm feeling actually quite lost. I've still got one more bay to go. Have I bumped the sim rate up? It seems like it's going really fast. 1, 2. It's absolutely ridiculous in MSFS that you cannot see what your sim rate is on screen. It is so stupid. Does it say in here? I felt the sim rate was too fast because it looked like the land was going past. Now it looks like it's going too slow. That's 100 knots, so one more click up. Oh, damn, this is a terrible way to do it.
Ease it back. You're low, fast, and making a mountain of paperwork.
Thanks, Matt. All right, so just concentrating again on what I'm supposed to be doing, which is landing the helicopter and not getting distracted by everything else. So there's that cargo terminal. How am I going for the air station? It's just on the other side of this, I believe. I'm not flying over the apron. That would be poor form. I do not know what my sim rate is right now. 1, 2, 3, 4. How many clicks forward on the sim rate does it take to bring it back? 1, 2, 3, 4? That's too fast, isn't it? I do not know what my sim rate is right now. Is this half or normal? I'm very confused. How do I thought I could do it in dev mode or in the FPS readout, but I have failed. Right, that's the beacon I should be on the other side of, so... Landing gear is not down, so we're going to fix that now as well. Landing light is on at least, so that's one thing I've done right. Now we've got an oscillation in the attitude hold. There is the air station. So I'll take a short break in the stream, and then we'll do one more mission. One more mission. And if it's another air road crash, I'll just ask for another one. And someone please tell me, how can I tell what my current sim rate is? Or is there a key binding to reset it? I think it seems like it's 1 times now. Sometimes this fly-through mode sticks on. I'm not going to land on the pad. I'm going to land a bit further in case someone wants to come in behind me. You are welcome. Oh, use the timer in the EFB. Thank you. Riel. Sorry, I don't know how to say your name. 3 greens, tow brakes are down. I'm landing just past the pad and going onto the apron in case someone wants to follow behind. And then I landed sideways with lateral movement. Terrible landing. Yes, I'm just reflecting on my poor performance there. So, speaking of performance, head tracking off, please. What did EDPro think of my performance there? So, debrief. Does that go to the app? Okay, so... Oh, it goes to a web page. Hang on. Let's come up. Just let me get it ready. So, does it go to the app as well? It's just in a web page. Okay, I've not scored 100 out of 100. This is one of my lowest scores yet. I've scored 87. Professional execution, strong procedures, and crew care with small refinements left. So I'm just going to read it out. So, crosswind landing award? No, because I went sideways, so I didn't think that was great. So, safety was very good. Precision and airmanship could have been a bit better. I lost points for a bit of a hard landing at the hospital. Really? That was 72 feet per minute. That was all right. Oh, that was butter. Where did I lose points? Precision airmanship score. -5. Okay, don't understand. Looks like it was high. Anyway, I've scored 87 out of 100, so that's not too bad, really. So I'm kind of all right with that. So what I will do is open the EFB and use the timer, like Riel said. 1418. Is that the timer? No. Flight planner? Which timer? Settings. Flight planner, aircraft. This one. Whereabouts do I find the timer? Not sure if I've used the timer in here before. Settings. No. Open the EFB and use the timer. Just not sure where that timer is that you're referring to. Pilot book? No. the map. Flight planner. Oh, up there! 1, 2. That's obviously not 1. So, control 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. 12, 13. Okay, now that's normal. Oh God, thank you for that. I've never used that timer before. Thank you very much for that. Criel 4730. You are the best. I appreciate you. Okay, so let us just quickly review what this fuel is so that I don't forget later on, because that would be embarrassing. So weight and balance. We'll do one more mission. Full. See if I can beat my best score there of 87. It's going to set it on a pretty outside view. And I'll just, actually, do you know what? Just idle my 2 levers there. You can just sort of feel where the idle is. There it is. Horn goes off. I was not aware of that time. I'd never used it before, so I've learned something today. If you have a day in life where you've not learned something, it's not a very good day. So, glad that's all worked out. Looks like we're dropping some frames. It's the airport scenery. So I'll try and fix that right now. So let's turn that down. Bit annoying when that happens, but it's just a scenery thing sometimes. So what can I turn down here? I don't have much to turn down. Why don't I just go medium for everything? And we'll just turn this back up to 150, and we'll have displacement mapping on. No, just, yes, there you go, on, and that'll probably do it. It's just the airport scenery. And what's that saying now? So still pretty high, but I think at least it's not dropping frames now, I believe. Although my screen's just now gone very strange. Okay, taking a short break. Be back soon. Thanks everyone for your company. We'll do one more mission and see how we go. Cheers! San Francisco. And hopefully this fog might just about be thinking about clearing off a bit. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Thank you, cinematic view inside. No. Better. Excellent stuff. So, what's our next mission going to be? I'm going to... What does that sound? It just sounded like someone else starting up an engine or something right up. Is it in real life? Or anyway, okay, we're fine. Relax, Matthew, we're fine. So, what will our next mission be? Let's see what EDPro wants to give us. I will ask us to do random again. Random, 1 hour, dispatch mission. I will... Overdue report received with limited details. Use the last known position as a starting point and attempt voice.
We've got an overdue vessel. They're probably fine until they aren't. Last known position is on your map. Start the search.
Okay, so send that flight plan to MSFS based on task to Mills Peninsula Medical Center if we do need to. Approximately 143 people involved. Okay, well, let's hope that we don't have to winch out 143 people. So we're just going right out to sea. 49 nautical miles out to sea. So we're definitely going to be using autopilot for that one. I'm almost tempted to ask for another mission, but no, let's just do it. Let's just do it. Overdue vessel. Oh, and the hospital's right here by the airport. How fascinating. Okay, that's going to be easy. All right, so I am just going to... Oh my God. I've done that again. I have accidentally slewed the aircraft up 1,000 feet. So I'll just quickly fix that. I think Alt Space does that. I might just have to disable that. Is that the same? But where's the base? That is just so annoying. It really is most discombobulating indeed. There's the Coast Guard air station. Ugh. Am I actually in the precinct there? There's another helicopter, so probably. I can't. It's very hard to slew when... What are you doing? Why are you going backwards? That's you make it impossible. How am I supposed to get it back down on the ground? I can only do one axis at a time when it's behaving like this. Why is it going backwards the entire time? Alright, so that was all because I accidentally pushed a button that I wasn't supposed to push. Why is it going backwards? Alright, that is definitely where I want to be. Over here, get out of slew mode as quickly as possible. Amazing. Amazing. I'm just asking the engines to speed up now. I don't know, is it actually working? Alright. You'll be fine. Well, I'm not actually quite sure which one that is now. So, flight on. Oh, landing light on. Horn. Well, that was exciting. It sure was. It sure was. So, there were several things all happened there at once, which is why that looked like such a mess. So we're going out to sea. But what I want to do is I just want to get the flight plan into where I can see it. So we're going to save it in the outboard app. I'm going to save the flight plan. Yeah, save that. Save the flight plan. Here, no, so to the PMS. This is just happening off screen for you now, but I'm in a Windows view there. Okay, so now back into the GPS, and we are going to sort out that alarm in a minute. Import from the file. Okay, KSFO to KSFO again. So we're going out to sea basically. That's what we thought. So are we pointing south? We are. I filled up the fuel already. That's good. Landing gear is down. Landing light is on. The horn says it's off, even though I can still hear it. On. Okay, so let's try that all one more time. Flying. Goodness me. So, we've still got 20 knots from the south. Interesting that that has not adjusted that. We'll just do the altimeter manually. So I think when I get flying, it's going to come right. So, all right, out to sea we go. So we just basically need to do a 45-degree turn to the right. Okay. In all of that chaos, I don't actually know what's behind me at the moment, so let's just do a rear view here. We're not going to take off backwards, we're going to take off forwards, because there's a building in the way. So let's see if this is all going to work. Toe brakes down. Do not creep backwards. Right, the alarm goes. It was the landing gear alarm, I think. And because I just didn't know what altitude it was at. Release the toe brakes. There's our turn over here. San Francisco Tower has definitely cleared us to go over here. Yes. Landing gear goes up. Maybe I'll just concentrate on flying that aircraft, eh? How about that? Yeah, there we go. So no crash into the airport. 2.5. 2.5. All right. What are we doing? I'll get rid of that radio in a sec.
San Francisco Airport information X-ray 1100 Zulu. Wind 187 at 14. Visibility.
I don't know why that would suddenly come on now after all of giving me no ATIS for the rest of the flight. So I think 1,000 feet will be fine for this flight. So just starting a little bit of hardware trim down on the Moser. Still climbing at 500 feet per minute. 90 knots. Landing gear is up. Parking brake is off. Landing light comes off. And let's just sort out that radio now. Just randomly change it to anything else. 122.8. Oh, that was that one. Sorry. That would make sense. All right, so 1,200 feet. Let's... Oh, this. I've randomly chosen another one. Fantastic.
Visibility 2. Sky condition. Ceiling 1900 overcast. Temperature 17. Dew point 16.
Let's get that leveled off there. Altitude hold on. Nav hold. What's it going to do? Is it going to capture? It has not. Nav is... Oh, why has that gone back to VOR? Okay, take the nav hold off. Will it capture from there? Rather than to crash this into those hills, I'll just fly this manually for a small while. Salinas. Alright. Yeah, we'll just have to get those autopilot modes off now. We'll just have to do attitude hold just for a bit here, just while I get everything sorted out. Starting with this. 1228. Enter. Swap. Right, no more radio. Okay. So 1,000 feet was not going to be a great idea when we had to climb over the hills, was it? So we've learned that. 49 nautical miles. I will ask this to get as fast as we can go. Beautiful San Francisco. Oh, who's with me? Metallic Soul. Nice name. Nice to see you. Don't think I've seen you in a flight before. Great to have you along. Thanks for joining in. My helper. All right, so that's up to 3,000 feet now. I did not realize these were so high. So I think we can level off now. I might just check in with Navigraph. Yeah, we'll try 3,000 feet, and then we might just try a bit of autopilot modes when we get out there. So nav, I think, can hold now. It should intercept. It says it's green. Maybe I should have just kept climbing rather than just whacking that on. So we're at 0 climb rate right now, just keeping a close eye on these hills. Make sure they don't come flying at us. Bit more collective would be helpful. So that's 3,200. I'm going to ask it to hold that, but not from that height there, from that climb rate. Slow down that climb rate a bit, please. I'm just going forward on the hardware trim. It's all the way forward. Why is that? It's a bit suspicious. Alt, I think I'm fighting something in the aircraft right now. So straight into the clouds. We'll just assume that we've got flight following on. Beautiful. So 42 miles left. We've already got 7 miles down. So we'll need to be at about 3,000, just remembering that, about 3,500. Climb back over the hills again on the way back in to the hospital if required. So I'm not going to brief the hospital right now. We'll just kind of see how we go here. So does the EDPro give me any information about the ship that we're looking for? Does that really capture that? Oh, there's always this offset, isn't there? Oh, well, it'll get us there in the end. Navgraph, no. Radar. What's that line? Fly to search area. This is the center, 49 miles. Okay. Cares, not required yet. General. Okay. Send flight plan to MSFS. I think we did that. Settings, light, dark. Okay. Is it in the desktop app where I can see a picture of the ship that I'm looking for? Too many windows open, as usual. So, where's my briefing? Brief. Yes, here we go. So let me just get this up for you. WinCap 1? Yeah. There you go. That's not too bad. So that's the Galapagos Legend is the ship we're looking for. Looks like a little cruise ship. Like a small cruise ship. So we've got 3 vessels out there already. So we're not to get too confused about what's going on out there when we get out to the search area. Just pay attention to the flight just for a moment. So 3,700. We're quite fast, of course, because I pulled a bit of collective. 100 and still. Are we still accelerating? So a bit less collective at this point. 140 knots. Ground speed is of 127. 38 nautical miles to run. So we're not accelerating anymore. That's good. We typically, with the autopilot in the Dauphin and the Dolphin, it tends to, when you're in nav hold, run you just parallels with the course rather than directly on it. Don't know if we quite know why that is yet. So we're over the sea now. I'm gonna... Shall I get a descent in here? So we want IAS and VS. And we are going to... Oh, I can't... Oh no, I reduced the target speed, so we're commanding 136 right now. So if I reduce that... No, if I increase that, we will descend. So command of the airspeed is now 140. And so that is a descent at the moment of 500 feet per minute. So I just need to not get distracted and fly us into the ocean. Just back to the briefing again. So, what else might we learn from this? Base weather, on-scene weather, meter. Oh, that might be live weather. Yeah, because I'm not actually running live weather right now. Overcast, 600 feet. Okay, well, I'm not going to run that live weather. Hospital weather, nearest airport, KCFO. Yeah, we're 1.9 nautical miles. Cool. Okay, we know what that's like. We've got a strong southerly. But that's live weather, and I'm actually flying yesterday morning time. That's why it's already daytime in San Francisco, as you can see. The water temperature is 16 degrees, so not going to be instant hypothermia if anyone's in the water. Alright, and it will be Mills Peninsula Medical Center on the way back. So, I actually am going to use a little bit of time compression here. So, if someone's following me, which looks like it might be a metallic soul, I'm going to... Okay, so I've got IASVS on, and I'm nosing down, so I should be descending. No, I'll stay up at 3,600. So I'm going to Metallic Soul, just increase my sim rate right now. So I'm going to go one step up, Control Plus, and we're just going to go 2 times for a while. We're not if it's going to oscillate like that, that's for sure. No, we're not. That's a cancel. Oh dear. So no time compression. Right then. Well, I'll start to focus again on this descent. How's it going? 141. FD slew, so increase the commanded airspeed, which should result in a descent. I can't have it bucking around like that. I hope there's going to be someone to winch out of here. We're flying a long way out. 30 nautical miles still to run. We've done 19 already. Excellent. More good news. So, right. So I'm not doing this right, evidently. So 145... commanded. 150 commanded. Altitude hold is not on. So I think it only holds the VS that it's at when you actually engage it. So I'll disengage that right now. It'll hold the attitude. We'll nose down, nose down, nose down. Hello, twice. Twice. Hope I got your name right there. Great to see you. So that's a descent now of about 800 feet a minute, I think. IASVS. Probably a bit too fast right now, so we'll just reduce the commanded airspeed to 140. I'm just getting overspeed suggestions in the stick, so that's now 130 commanded. It should be lowering the collective. It is. We've got fly-through mode on. I'll just have to tap the... yes, A320, you're correct. I thought I was just going to make it fancier. So your method's better, and now I'm going to do it because I'm actually getting strange results, or I'm getting unsatisfactory results. So we're going to do it A320's way, and that is, how has that gone back up to commanded 150? I had it down to 130, now it's just back up to 150. Why is it working like that? Alright, so we will command an IAS hold. Now it's climbing, for goodness sake. So, oh, we've got a fog bow up front. No, up front, that's nice. Have I still got my helper? Yes, Metallic Soul. You're doing well. Keeping up with this craziness. 1,000 feet. So I'm just doing this manually now with the collective. So A320 is right. Because the VS was... the IAS VS was not giving me the results I expected, I've instead asked it to hold IAS, which has turned out to be 149, because that's the speed that as when I engaged it. And now when I lower the collective, it will just hold that speed, and instead the energy is dissipated through a descent. Yes, the IAS VS is just more complicated. Correct. Correct. Oh yes, A320 simulations. So last time we had story time with Daryl, I told you about flying the OJK chase. This time I mention when I had a helicopter crash into the water. Oh gosh. I don't know if I want to joke about it with you or not. It's like sounds like a serious matter. Daryl, would you like to join on voice? Because I could just do a if you've got to go, just say I've got to go. If you'd like to join on voice, say yes, and I'll just give you a call and I'll put you through to the stream, and then everyone can hear your wisdom while we do our last 21 nautical miles. And you can show up on someone else's stream. 1,300 feet, 1,200 feet. Start to maybe, I'll try one for 1,000 feet here, so we'll start to pull a bit of collective now to hold, no, not that much. And we'll ask for an altitude hold again when we get to the 1,000 feet. Right, so there we go, just get that all balanced up there. Altitude hold, that's done. And now the collective becomes our speed control. Right, in my way too many windows open, let's see if I can find what I want here. Yeah, that's there. Excellent stuff. All right, 1,000 feet. 130 knots. No, 150 knots indicated. That's good. We have 18 nautical miles to go. Metallic Soul has done a fabulous job of keeping up and keeping him just in the right place. Oh, he said yes. He said yes. All right. So, just in my situation here with too many things open. We'll try that. See if that's going to work. Ringing up a friend. I'm not actually sure if that's worked or not. Daryl, did I actually connect with you on voice? If so, say something. Might have been that you were so fast that I didn't see it work. No, that seems to... It looks like it's all working on here. Alright, 1,000 feet, good. 150 knots, excellent. The Dolphin does make light work of this. Oh, there you go. You are there, Daryl. Hello.
Hey, how you doing, buddy?
There he is. So you're showing up on other people's streams now. You can't stay off the internet, can you?
I cannot. That's the life of a professional pilot. I actually have nothing to do.
Do you know what? When you get Daryl online, what you also need is like a few. You need some sort of sound effects. We need some like late show kind of drum kit kind of stuff to. Oh, what's all this buffeting going on? Let's just lower this collective a little bit. How much is your lag, Daryl? I can send you a low res screen share as well if you want to see what I'm doing.
Yeah, I'm watching you now on my iPad. As I've got it turned off, so I assume there's a lot of lag between what I'm talking and what I hear. So yeah. I got the sound off. I'm watching you do the flying stuff.
That's good. So in your EMS days, before you became an A320 captain, what amount, or how much work did you do over the water?
We did actually very little. We did have, it was multi-engine. We did have the pop-out floats, and so for us, being in New Jersey, for the most part, the only time I went over the water is when I head maybe down to DC, and we'd go across the bay. So very little in terms of over water stuff.
Yeah. Well, just as well that Miravia Softworks has made Emergency Dispatcher Pro, so that you can relive that missing part of your career. But hang on, no,
yeah.
you have done you have done work over the water, because that's what prompted you to suggest story time with Daryl again.
Again, right? So I actually used to fly off the back of a tuna boat out in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. And so what we would actually do is we would look for the dolphins, and we'd have it was a fairly small boat, as you guys would probably think of it. It was probably only about maybe 120 foot long.
Right. And they're very fast, those tuna boats, right?
Yeah, well, they're fast for a boat. You're doing 20 knots. It would sometimes take us about a week to 10 days to get out over to our fishing area.
Wow.
So I would normally.
You as the helicopter pilot were engaged to go and fly for to be out for a couple of weeks or more on this boat.
You would only come back until when the boat was full.
Yeah.
So that would take anywhere from around 3 weeks to the longest trip I think I had was about 42 days. But at that stage, the boat is running out of fuel. The speedboats are running out of fuel. Everything, we're running out of food, and so you would just stay until you filled up the boat.
Well, couldn't you just eat tuna, or is that a stupid idea?
Well, no, we did. We did. It was actually a great experience. It was, for me, it was really a very high-paying job. Not even at the time. It's a really high-paying job, especially as a relatively new helicopter pilot. So that's the reason I did it. And it was honestly, it was a lot of fun to be out to sea for 3 weeks, 4 weeks, and you just made a lot of money.
Wow, a proper adventure, a proper maritime adventure. Do you know what I'd be doing? I'd be having my book of seabirds, and I'd be identifying all the seabirds. That'd be brilliant. It'd be brilliant. Imagine going to the different seasons. Don't tell me. You look for the birds, and that's where the tuna are, right?
No, actually, you'd sometimes see a lot of birds on the water, and then you would see killer whales below them. And the one thing I discovered about killer whales is they literally kill everything in front of them. So I used to watch killer whales kill other whales. It was like some sort of wild kingdom every time I'm there. I loved it. I really did. It was, obviously and even for me, the conditions were great. It was it's a boat, right? So there's a lot of naval traditions, and so I rank pretty high up. The number one person on the boat would be the fish captain, then the boat captain, then the chief engineer, and then usually the pilot. And so I was treated very, very well on the boat. Had my own room.
You're sort of up there in the world. People, if you've just joined in, you're hearing the voice of A320 Simulations, an excellent YouTuber and A320 captain who's reliving his days as a helicopter pilot on a tuna boat to entertain us on our long journey, which has actually only got 6 nautical miles left now that I look down at the GPS. It's suggested a search route here. I don't think we need to do that search route because the visibility is actually really good. So your status in the boat as the helicopter pilot was pretty ostentatious. Number 4 on the boat, maybe.
Yeah, and so my captain was. I worked on a couple different boats. My captain was actually pretty cool, though. There was other boats where you were not allowed to eat until the captain allowed you to. Like, I didn't have to deal with any of those kind of shenanigans. But,
oh my god, that sounds like a top dog. Literally, you can't eat until the top dogs are the.
Because there's a lot of naval tradition there, and so whatever the captain says is what kind of goes. And so mine wasn't like that. We would hang out. It was like some weird Portuguese mafia. All the captains were from Portugal, all the spotters were from Portugal, and so I used to just hang out with the every night after we get done flying. And what we would do is we would go make a large 30-mile arc around the boat, and until we found like pods of dolphins.
Right.
And then underneath there, you could, there was like some weird symbiotic relationship. We even took one trip, I think we even took some marine biologists with us, and they were trying to figure out who gains the most. Was it the dolphins gaining from the tuna because they could just pick up and eat the smaller ones, or was it the tuna picking up, the protection of the dolphins? And when I say dolphins, these pods, and it would be anywhere from maybe 3,000 to probably the largest pod I saw, maybe 25,000 dolphins in a pod.
Wow, 25,000 dolphins?
Yeah, I mean, they were so thick, it looked like you could almost walk on them.
Wow.
And then you would see these tuna, which were probably almost as big as you. They were just massive tuna. And you would see this gigantic ball larger than the size of your house of tuna underneath there. And you just see this ball moving through the water. It was really kind of cool stuff. I mean, other than the fact you're out, as a young man, out to sea for 30-something days at a time.
That must have been quite an experience on your first couple times flying. So you were spotting what aircraft type were you in?
So I started off in the R-22, which was horribly underpowered for the work we were doing out there.
Yeah, no kidding. So, I mean, the traditional one is the it's got a search pattern here. Yeah, traditional one that I've seen in all the videos, and there's some incredible videos of tuna spotters coming into those boats online. I just cannot believe it. The speed that you've got to intercept a boat in the H500. I've seen a lot of those videos, and the pilots all look very relaxed. They just have bare feet. It's obviously pretty hot.
Yeah, I used to fly with, you get so used to it, I would actually start to fall asleep while I was flying.
Oh, I just don't think I want to hear
that. It was hot. You're getting kind of tired. The observer out there is with what you're doing right now. He's out there with his binoculars looking for the dolphin pods and just going from pod to pod. Because not every pod obviously carried tuna underneath it. So you're just looking for the pods, and you get over the top and you'd orbit and you'd wait for your observer to see if there was enough fish underneath there. And then, of course, you might be 30 miles away from the boat. The boat's going to take probably an hour and a half to reach you.
All right, so you just stay on station while the boat comes to you. Of course, I never thought about that. It's not just like, I found the fish, you just come over here now and then go back. No, of course not. You have to hold station while it comes over to you.
Right, and then what would end up happening is then as the boat got closer, you would come back, land on the boat, which was of course very exciting because you're 6, 7, 8 foot swell sometimes. So landing on a moving boat that's rolling simultaneously is a challenge. And then you would pick up the fish captain, and then you take back off and get over station again, and then the fish captain would direct how the main boat, which would drop the net, and then there would be 5 speedboats that he would use to corral because as soon as the boat started dropping the net or got close, the dolphins would start to run. As the dolphins start to run, it pulls the tuna with them, and so then they would just use the speedboats in like a giant arc, just think of like a large circle, to kind of corral the tuna back in towards the boat. So pretty exciting. That is
amazing. That is amazing. So you're kind of like in Australia, the R-22 is really. It looks like I bumped my camera at some point. The R-22 is the stereotypical aircraft used in cattle mustering.
Yeah, I trust me. I used to be a test pilot for Robinson. I have seen the videos or the result of the cattle mustering gone awry.
Well, yeah, some people. I don't want to make light of it, of course, because it's it can be a dangerous job. But some people might be better cattlemen than they are pilots, and I don't mean that disrespectfully, but
I'm not sure everyone actually has what we would call a license. I'm making giant air quotes when they're flying those things.
Well, again, I don't want to speculate and cast aspersions, but yeah, I mean, certainly,
allegedly.
I think it sounds like people were throwing the aircraft around outside of their recommended limits, shall we say, and sometimes the aircraft unfortunately ends up on the ground.
I didn't have any limits when I was flying. I would often be down at, so of course the captain would be communicating with the speedboats as he's trying to hold the dolphins and force them or corral them like the cattle back in towards the net. But of course, sometimes it wasn't enough. And then what we would do is I'd probably be roughly about 100 feet off the water, max speed. And then we would allegedly, potentially drop some explosives out the side of the helicopter. And so,
wow.
Just so you know how I don't know what your version of OSHA is over in Australia, but
crikey.
He would just have 2 large cans of coffee that he had stuffed with explosives, and then they were all chain smokers, by the way. So he would have his cigarette in one hand, and then he'd open up the can of explosives, basically dynamite, M80s, and then he would open up, and there'd be ash swirling in the helicopter, because mind you, we don't have doors on, we're doing 100 miles an hour. And then he would just, and then he's screaming at the speedboats, telling number 1 speedboat, number 2 speedboats to spin, number 3, number 4 to hurry up.
Because you're trying to corral the fish back into the ship.
Right, so he's screaming on the radio, he's lighting explosives with either his cigarette, or they would just take some of the, from the main panel, they decided I didn't need all those instruments, really. And so they would just take the electric wire and strip it from the cockpit or from the instrument panel, and then run it through a bed spring, which would heat up, and then he would light it with the bed spring until the bed spring melted. So it was kind of very chaotic. And so I would just be, we'd be doing like 90-degree turns, 100, you know, you get so blasé doing it, but what I would normally do is I'd be up around probably 300-400 feet, and he'd say he wanted to go down, and I would just lower the collective, pull back on the stick, and then roll over, and I'd just pivot the helicopter all the way down until I rolled out at about 100 feet or so, and then out the explosives would go.
That is about 15 types of nuts layered one atop of the other. The extraordinary stuff.
Yeah.
If you just joined the stream, it's Daryl, aka A320 Simulations, telling us all about his experiences flying helicopters off tuna boats. And sorry, which ocean are we in again? Remind me.
So I'd be normally operating between, we ported out of Mexico, and we operate probably around 1,000 miles off the coast of Peru. So just kind of in that kind of triangle between, let's say, Mexico, Hawaii, and South America in there.
Wow. Okay, fascinating. Now, look, I am going to cheat at this point. So we have done, what's happened here is that the PMS GTN 750 has done an excellent job of putting in a search route there for us, and the helicopter's just flying it in nav mode, and all I'm doing is looking out the window looking for any ships. I realize that this could go on for quite a lot longer, so what I'm going to do is cheat and look at the map inside the EFB, and guess what? There's absolutely nothing there. Usually you see the sim objects painted into the sim for you, but I see absolutely nothing. What does it mean? So I guess it means I've not come close enough to trigger it. We're still connected. That's good. I'm just looking at the desktop app as well. I guess we just have to continue flying the search area. I also wonder if it might just be worth going off script here a bit and... Oh, what's this? I just saw another aircraft. Oh, it was my co-pilot, my wingman. Metallic Soul. I wonder what the best way of doing this is going to be. So my idea of a cheat was that I'll just call out the EFB here and it would reveal the sim objects that have been put into the sim, but I am seeing absolutely nothing. So either there is no ship, which doesn't seem possible because EDPro is running, and objective, flight to search area, distance ascended 49 nautical miles, connected, mission active, that's all working, and we are seeing nothing here on the EFB yet, so much for that cheat. Oh well, Daryl, luckily I've got you here, isn't it?
So, you know, interesting, I asked the developer on the Discord if we could eventually have some multi-ship operations, so eventually maybe I could fly the C-130 for you and locate the object, and then you could fly directly out in the helicopter.
Love that.
He said that's coming.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, because I think you can have like a small number of shared objects, but yeah, it might sort of get complicated. But yeah, oh, that's promising to hear that. Oh, he's good, isn't he, Matt? Matt from Miravia Softworks is who we're talking about, and I'll just paste in the details for the app right there for you now. Listeners and viewers, nice to have you along with my sidekick in the cockpit today. It's nice to have a co-pilot to talk to, isn't it? Who's not trying to light hand grenades with his cigarette or something. Oh, now, Khajiit is online, and I was just thinking about you earlier today, Khajiit. I haven't seen you for a while, and I kind of thought that maybe you're the first person who ever chatted to me on Twitch. So I'm newer to Twitch than I am to YouTube, and Khajiit was maybe the first person who came along. And yes, this is a Moser AB6 I'm flying with today, which is something I'm in the process of doing a review on. I'm about halfway through it, and I'm having a glorious time with it. I love the hardware trim inside Moser, so that I can just use the hat switch to actually physically move the stick, and the trim is done from Moser and not inside the Dolphin. So I'm not actually using the Dolphin trim at all. That I've disabled that with the Moser. So I've had to make another set of hardware profiles, and it's going really beautifully. So yeah, I'm really thrilled with the Moser. I just need to get it mounted onto a chair. I need a new chair, and I need to also get, once I do get the new chair, get myself a new collective as well. So that's all part of the plan. All part of the plan. Oh, Khajiit, yeah, you've got the AB9, nothing but good things to say about it. Yeah, that's awesome. Good to hear. Stinger, hello to you. How's it going? Hello from Germany. Great to have you along, Stinger. I haven't seen you for a while either, so great to hear from you. And I'm just scanning the waves here. I think that my mission to scan these waves is somewhat forlorn if the sim objects have not been inserted into the sim, because I'm not seeing anything when I look at my cheat view there. Does it only come in at a certain range, maybe? I think they tend to show at quite a long range. So if it doesn't come up at the end of this next leg, which is Desire Track 106, how long is this leg? How do I see that? Oh, we're on that leg. We've got 15 nautical miles to go on this leg. If I don't see anything at the end of this leg, I kind of feel like maybe this mission hasn't worked. So, yeah. Well, good to know, Khajiit, that you're going well with your AB9. That's super. And so, where do we leave the story with Daryl? Yeah, we're doing a SAR mission, Stinger, and I've got a former EMS pilot, the excellent A320 simulations, in the virtual cockpit with me. Say hello, Daryl.
Hello.
There he is. So where do we leave the story? You're throwing not grenades, you're throwing explosives out, or possibly
out the side of the ship. You know, now that I'm thinking, I wonder, because I've had such inconsistent results with the Dolphin. I'm thinking, since I have the AB9, I wonder if, since you deleted the profile, maybe I should be using the Moser trim instead of the other way around. Anyways, we'll talk later.
Yeah, well, I would recommend it. I mean, I've tried both, and I've also tried a centering stick as well, my old Orion 2. So I'm loving the Moser with the Dolphin with the Taog's Hangar HH-65A trim disabled. So I've deleted all those bindings, and on my hat switch instead, it's the Moser hardware trim, and I'm finding it's working fine. The only thing that will sometimes happen is that in situations like this, where it's been flying the nav hold for me, the stick doesn't follow that, and so therefore, if I interrupt it at that point, I'll get a sharp jolt as the aircraft comes back to the stick position. So that's the only downside, but otherwise it's working beautifully.
All right. Well, maybe I've just had such inconsistent results with the helicopter. I want to love it so much, and it's so inconsistent for me that I have just tended not to fly it.
Yeah. Well, I know a lot of people have had frustrations, which is a pity, of course. But wow, Metallic Soul, you are doing such a great job up there. You are doing such a great job, hand flying it too, by the look of it. Well done. So. Yeah, I mean, that's why I made all those tutorials, so hopefully they help people. And yeah, you do need to build, new profiles, new hardware configs pretty much from scratch to fly your Dolphin and your Dauphin. So yes, it's a bit of a pity. That's just the way it is. That is just the way it is. So where did we leave your story? You were rounding up your tuna, and then what happened?
So it's probably not going to be that educational. We had just popped out the spotter for the fish captain, and as I was taking off, once again, the R-22 just wasn't really suited for that. I didn't have enough power to actually get off the deck cleanly. Ooh. And so what I'd have to do is we just kind of have to time it as the ship went over the swell. Yeah. As it reached the top of the swell, I'd pull and shove the stick forward, and I tried to hit ETL before I hit the water. So it just didn't have enough power.
Yeah. Also, it depends on how big your passenger is, isn't it? Like if they're a sizable person, it's going to make it even harder work.
Correct. Correct. Right. And so we were just abusing those helicopters out there all the time. And anyway, so we had just taken off from the ship. It was relatively calm seas that day. It wasn't that big of a deal. And I was probably around 500, 600, 700 feet. I was just starting to level off, and then the engine just stopped making noise. And so we had fixed floats on there, and so I immediately entered on auto rotation and went straight down to the water, put it between two swells. And then I remember thinking as we landed, I had gotten some advice. I had gone over, because I lived in Southern California at the time. I had never flown the Mariner helicopter, which is the fixed float version. And they gave me two pieces of advice. They said never fly it out of trim because of the location of the center of gravity. If you fly out of trim, out of yaw, it will want to flip over on top of itself.
Yeah, wow. That's a serious risk.
So a little bit exciting. And then they said they had only demonstrated the helicopter in 1 foot swells, which is probably about the same kind of swells I make getting in and out of the bathtub.
Yeah,
right?
bathtub, yeah.
So effectively like on glass water, right? And so the funniest thing is when you ever go through like emergencies and stuff like that, your brain is just really, really active. Everything kind of tends to slow down. And I remember I did a full down to the water, and I hit right between the swells, just perfect, just like the training goes. And I remember combing over the top of the helicopter, and I thought to myself, this seems larger than a foot. And so
no kidding, it was probably like 10 feet.
Yeah, it was over the top of the helicopter.
Oh,
and
wow.
so I had a little bit of tail, the blades are still spinning down. I had nosed into and I just kind of was able to nose it into with a little bit of tail rotor thrust as it sat on the water to kind of get it, because I was perpendicular to the wave, and I was kind of able to nose it into the wave. We rode down the wave in the helicopter. My captain, who had crashed last year, and the helicopter had flipped, he screamed and jumped out. I was desperately trying to get the rotor brake on because I was afraid that it was going to flip over, and I didn't want to chop him up. And so I was pulling on the rotor brake really hard. And then, like the stupid things you think to yourself, like, oh man, I got these brand new aviator sunglasses. I don't want to lose them. So I remember like sticking them into my pocket. And then I jumped out of the helicopter, and after I got the blades to stop. And then it's just, I'm like a master scuba diver. I love being in the water, but it is weird when you're like 1,000 miles off the coast of Peru, and you're like, it's really deep here. You're like just in the middle of Nowheresville.
Yeah, really. No kidding. You're a long way from anything.
You're just sitting there. You pop your life.
So in that period
jacket.
of time of you losing the engine and getting your auto rotation set up, I mean, that's only, I'm thinking that's going to be 30 seconds or something. Like it's just no time at all for that to happen. And so what happens? Did you get a radio call to the ship, or do you just flip the emergency beacon on? How does it work?
But they were watching us, obviously, because the boat is going towards towards the helicopter, because it's still trying to make contact with the dolphins. And so they had seen us go down, and at that time we're probably about 3 miles away from the boat. And so the thing with the especially if you're flying a light helicopter, a couple things happen really quickly. Once you have an engine failure, which is what I had, of course, the time between lowering the collective full down and where you suffer a catastrophic blade stall is only about maybe a second and a half max.
You got no time at all. You got no time to sit around going, what if I've just lost my engine? Can I restart it? No, you got to get the collective down immediately.
Right. Which to this day, I'll be honest with you, when you're flying in the Airbus, and your water bottles will tend to pop. The thing makes a lot of sounds as you're climbing through altitude. And I am very in tune still to this day. If any loud sound is an immediate problem for me from like 10,000 hours in a helicopter, because that usually is preceding like I'm going to be on the ground here in under 30 seconds.
Incredible, just incredible. I'm So you got the rotor stopped. You were in the water yourself. You are feeling very, very isolated, I'm thinking at this moment, bobbing around in the water.
Yeah, because you can't see the boat. I mean, I assumed the boat was coming my way, but you're still at that point, you know, your view of the horizon's so limited, especially as you're popping up and down between the swells. And I'm like, do I want to stay next to the helicopter or do I not in case it flips, but I don't want to float two-way? Just all the stupid things you're thinking about.
That is absolutely...
How many sharks are beneath me?
Yeah,
Am I going to get eaten? I've seen Jaws multiple times. You know, thank God I hadn't seen The Meg or whatever at that point. So...
Oh, amazing. Yes, and also, I mean, even like, you know, potentially, I wouldn't really want to be in the water with like 10,000 dolphins either. Anything could happen, I would think, you know. Wow, that is just crazy. So how long were you floating in the water then?
Not long, maybe. I'd say maybe, I don't know, 20 minutes, half hour. Because once they saw the helicopter go down,
as far as I'm concerned.
They launched the speedboats, which go obviously much faster to come pick us up. They launched a couple speedboats, and so I got rescued here relatively quickly. They were able to see us probably the whole time from the crow's nest, but obviously we couldn't see them until the very last second.
Right. Yeah. Oh, I see. Yeah. So, wow, that is just I'm kind of speechless. So the helicopter presumably was swamped, was it, during this time?
Well, yeah, and so it sat on the fixed floats. Now, once again, I'm gonna talk about some things that allegedly may have happened out there, and the standard procedure when that happened, because there was a lot of crashing. I'll be perfectly honest with you. One of the reasons they would hire the American pilots for a Mexican tuna boat company is a lot of the local pilots didn't have time in the R-22, and so they would crash a lot. Wow. And then they'd bring in the American pilots because we all had experience, but then they'd be forced to pay the American pilots American wages, and then they would get tired of that, and then they would get rid of us. So there's always this very cyclical kind of nature into the business. And so in any given year, in my little code group of 25 boats, just to show you how dangerous this process was, there's like 25 boats loosely affiliated with each other. That year I crashed, there was 7 other crashes and like 4 fatalities. So roughly a third of the fleet went down at any one point in time, and no one thought that was extreme. No one was like, oh my God, that's a bad year. We need to change our safety culture. I'm making large air quotes when I say safety culture, by the way, here at my house.
Yeah, no kidding. Oh, that is nuts. That is nuts. So, I mean, the helicopter was lost, right?
Well, so that's what was my expectation, because once again, there are so many crashes. There was actually kind of a procedure, and the procedure might be somehow when you're leaving the helicopter, somehow like the floats might be slit, and then it would sink, and then they would claim the whole value on it, because obviously once a helicopter gets induced with salt water, because it's just relatively low, it's going to be a nightmare for rust and corrosion. So they would just take the full loss on it. So that was my expectation once I got back to the main boat. And so once we got back on board with the captain, I looked at him and I said, I would like a raise and I would like some beer. And he actually was able to provide both. And so I was in my room and decompressing from the exciting adventures when my mechanic came in and goes, oh, I think I fixed it. And I was like, fixed what? Right. And so I went back out, and he was sitting. They had taken like the booms from the ship and tied it to the helicopter. So he was literally sitting on the floats working on the engine, and he got it. So he thought it was working.
So he thought it was working, yeah. So I think it sounds like he might have a lower standard of working than someone who's just put that thing into the salt water in the first place, right?
Well, I had already consumed, allegedly, some liquid courage while I was in my room, and they were like, well, we need the helicopter back on the boat. And I'm like, well, okay then. I was 23 years old. I'm like, all right, I'll do that. And it was shaking. I started up. They dropped me back into the helicopter. It was shaking violently. I could barely get it to even run, but I was able to kind of pick it up and crash it back down onto the ship.
That is I'm that is possibly the most speechless part of the whole story. That you had to ditch. You bobbed around in the water for 20 minutes. They came and picked you up. You were understandably having a bit of a recovery time, probably thinking, I'm never going to get in one of those things ever again. And not just that.
Well, yeah, trip's over. Trip is over. This is great. I'm gonna have a 7-week free cruise back to Mexico. Back to Mazatlan I go. This is exciting. I've got beer. I've got carne asada. I've got my. This is be a great cruise. I've already made a lot of money on the trip. And they're like, hey, piloto, and like next thing you know, I'm like sitting in the helicopter going, let's see what happens now.
Yeah. So how long did it take them to allegedly fix it?
Yeah, I was flying. I
couple of hours later or something?
No, like 2 days. I think they gave me 2 days, and I was flying it. So if you thought I was twitchy before,
yeah, no kidding.
I was. And to be perfectly honest, Matt, that wasn't the scariest thing I ever did out there. That actually wasn't that scary at all. The scariest thing I ever did. Well, I don't know. I'm taking over your stream, Matt. So.
Well, it's just as well you're taking over my stream because so what I've done is I've actually diverted from my search pattern because I'm just going to the southern end of the circle here in the hope that it's going to cause something to spawn in. If this doesn't work, I think there's no point. It's flying back with nothing. So I will probably just call the stream at that point. But I think I wouldn't want to spoil what is the actual scariest thing you ever did if you're actually going to tell the people that, because I've got a feeling that Khajiit and Stinger and the other 25 or so people who are with us right now would love to hear, Daryl. What is the scariest thing you put out there?
Well, so the scariest thing I ever did is we needed to do a transfer. I guess we had gone out without the helicopter, and we were going to do a ship to ship helicopter transfer, like with a helicopter, with a boat that was coming in that was full, and we were going to take their helicopter as we were going out. And so we met them out in out someplace, out in the middle of the ocean someplace, and no one wanted to wait for anything, so they decided to do this ship to ship transfer at like 1 o'clock in the morning. So
that was the first
I want you so I want you to think about how much no moon and how much illumination when they're out in the middle of the ocean there is. Literally zero.
Yeah.
It's just pitch black. And
Terrifying.
All you can see. So they maneuvered the helicopter, and so basically all I had to do was try to hop one helicopter, from my ship to the other ship, and I said, just put the ship straight in front of me because it's all well lit up, and I'm just gonna, air taxi it 100 yards and put it back on my ship, and we'll call it a day. So
sounds so simple, but yet I detect a possible twist about to come in the story here.
Sounds so simple, and so I take off. We're all ready. Yes. And then I start taking off, and my boat, for some extreme, I don't know why, they start making a turn in towards me, and so I have to avoid them, and so then I start a climb out into pitch blackness. So I looked down at my instruments. No, I'm not at this time. I wasn't at that time. I wasn't a rated instrument pilot, but I knew the basics. And I looked down at my instruments, and of course, what was I flying, Matt? An ARC-22 that had no instruments. So now I'm attempting a turn of 270 degrees to get back towards the light when I had absolutely none. And so.
Yeah. So people not just no instrument lighting, but no instruments.
No instruments. Yeah. I'll save that for another time, for another story time with Daryl. But I'll tell you when I was a test pilot at Robinson, how I almost killed myself, but doing something very similar. But I ended up making that turn into complete pitch blackness, and I had no idea. I couldn't see up, down. Had no idea what I was doing. I had a VSI and an airspeed indicator, and I just thought to myself, well, I don't want to accelerate and descend, right? So let's just make very, very small movements. And Yep. Sorry, I get distracted watching you like you're talking. So I think it's behind. So I made the turn to like a 270-degree turn, and that was one of the few times I ever got out of a helicopter. I made the turn, obviously it was okay, and got it back down onto my ship, which was then just the ships were turning. It was like a World War II movie from like the Japanese dive bombers. The ships were just going all crazy in every which way, but I was able to get it back onto my ship.
It sounds horrific. Especially if your VSI is basically just the feeling in your gut, that's possibly not the most reliable VSI. That is terrifying.
Shockingly, well, they did not spend a lot of the money like I have now, like instant VSIs, IVSIs, and stuff like that. Just a piece of crap. Hopefully, there's not a mosquito stuck in it. Pedostatic system.
Oh my God! What a life of aviation excitement you have led, and thank you for sharing that with us. Meanwhile, in our search for this boat that hasn't called in, I am becoming increasingly downcast about the possibility of anything showing up at this point. All I have is Metallic Soul, who incredibly has flown in close formation the entire time. And you've actually just kept a beautiful, you've been on my sort of 7 o'clock the entire time, Metallic Soul. I am genuinely very impressed by that. Very impressed indeed. So I have cheated and I've looked in here and I don't see any sim objects drawn in here for us. So, which means that I don't really know what to do anymore, other than possibly just to call off the stream. So, it's a bit of a pity. So we'll give Daryl another couple of minutes and enjoy him taking the time. Completely unplanned, by the way. He made the mistake of dropping a couple of comments into the text chat, and then I said, "Oh, that's just sounds good enough to bring on the stream. Why not?" So you're very kind to just come on and entertain us while absolutely nothing at all happens in this SAR mission that I'm allegedly performing.
Matt, it's always good talking to you. I think, I started this off when I was telling you about the OJ chase, and you seemed so interested. So yes, I have, in the 11,000 hours of helicopter flying, I've probably picked up a story or two that, and I'll be perfectly honest with you, a lot of it involves a lot of dumbassery on my part. So.
Boy, well, I'm glad that you survived that dumbassery, which was not sufficient to either submerge you or whatever, bring you crashing down to earth in any other unpleasant way, in either pitch blackness or in any other lighting condition. Daryl, you are very excellent. Do you know what we'll do is we'll, once this posts up, I'll make sure that I add you as a collaborator, Daryl, so it'll go up on your channel as well.
Hopefully we can do some actual collaborations, Matt. I think it'd be really cool if you actually gets that feature. I can do your fixed wing, and I can come out and find the boat for you, and then you can come directly, and maybe we could do something.
I love that. And imagine if Emergency Dispatcher Pro definitely puts the boat into the simulator. Am I going crazy here? Am I going crazy here? It just hasn't spawned in. Right? It just has not spawned in. So I feel that it's not my fault. So
this time.
Oh dear. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a quick look on Twitch and see if there's anyone else streaming helicopters at all. And I suppose, look, how long is it going to take to get back to base? No, I'm going to call the stream. So let's just have a look on MSFS 2024 and see if there's anyone flying helicopters whatsoever. And look, if I'm honest, I've only got 2 people on Twitch now anyway, but you're very valuable to me, trust me, people. So it's not much of a raid, but I'm actually not seeing a single person flying helicopters on Twitch right now, apart from myself. Very disappointing state of affairs. So, all right, knowing that we're not doing a raid, and I'm having one last check on the map, and there's just nothing in place in here. What a strange set of circumstances. Maybe I should have restarted the sim again after the last mission. Maybe that's the problem. Don't know. So there we go. Post the collective name when you can. Oh, the collective name. Do you know what? I probably can do that for you now. This is the 3D printed one. Daryl, what sort of collective controller do you use in your simulator setup?
I use the purple, and I love it.
Yeah.
With the Blackhawk grips, there's a couple different ones. I think the Blackhawk mostly simulates more of a civilian look to it.
Yeah. I'm just popping onto Etsy. I'm just trying to find the name of the store because I've just forgotten his name. His name's Andrew, but a Print Hive, isn't it? So let me just have a quick look on here. I'll paste it into the chat as soon as I find it. No, that is not right. Print Hive. Collective, and I'll just get this into the chat. And right, that absolutely has definitely not worked. Favorites. Oh, I might have actually saved it. There we go. It is called Print Hive, but that search didn't work. So it looks like he might have the collective back online. Okay, yeah, it looks like he does. Fantastic. He's only got 4 left. He does them in sort of runs, I think, so they're not always there. So I'm just going to see if this link works, if I just copy and paste this part of it. So the price for me would be Australian $2.85, so a bit less if you're talking American dollars or something like that. So here it comes into the chat now. This is Andrew's collective that he builds, and so it looks like it's got a couple of buttons and a twist grip for the throttle and a couple of switches at the top there. Just go and follow that link and get all the proper details yourself. And that might be a more affordable way to get into having a collective mount of your own. And it looks like Andrew's suggesting a couple of different mounting solutions there as well, so that could be cool. Not to, of course, say anything against the Virpil, which I'm sure also is excellent, and Daryl's having a good time with that. So, yeah, so there you go. Go and check out that Etsy shop and have a look at that. I intend to test that Print Hive collective in due course. Once I get the chair sorted out and I get the Moser mounted on the chair and I get the mount for the collective, then I can test the collective as well. By then, I should even have finished my video review of the Moser AB6, which I have been promising to complete for about the last 2.5 weeks. So that's the situation there. I hope that was useful to people. It was really terrific to have Daryl join in as well. And yeah, we'll come up with a nice collaboration idea. Always enjoy hearing your stories. Have you had any experience in EDPro recently, Daryl? Have you had a chance to try out a couple of missions?
I've been working on the fixed wing side. I just picked up the C-130 by Blackbird, and so nice. I've been having to play with that. I would really like to, and I've actually been doing some stuff with the 105, like maybe CalStar, and I'm excited that he's actually, as you probably saw, that he's going to open it up from just the non-Coast Guard thing. I guess he got enough requests. So right. EDPro everywhere, I think, is going to be not that the Coast Guard bases aren't great, but it's kind of geographically limiting. And so it'd be nice to be able to kind of go from just about any airport, not necessarily a Coast Guard station.
True.
So I'm excited to look forward to that for some helicopter stuff.
Everyone in the USA, everyone in Europe wants to be able to do European missions. Where did I post the link, Stinger? I put it into both Twitch and YouTube, but I wonder if YouTube has stripped it out. Did it go into
It's not showing up in YouTube.
Oh, okay, all right.
No.
Let me think about how I might address that. So I'll just type... so Andrew's collective, I'm just going to write it here. Just let's see if that one works, because I'll put some text in it as well. It's my channel. It should just paste it, shouldn't it? Has that worked?
Not showing up yet.
Search for collective FS flight simulator on Etsy. Yeah, I'll put it into Discord as well, Stinger, no worries. On Etsy, store is Print Hive NZ. Surely that must work. Surely that must work. Really? How is my text chat not working? That's very strange.
Actually, now I don't see anything that you've actually... The last thing you put in there was the Miravia software.
Send a message to all platforms. Okay, well, right. It's... Is that toggled? Is that toggled? Oh, I see now. I see what's happened. I see what's happened. Here it comes again. Sorry, Twitch, if you've now had this 15 times, but yeah, here it comes one more time. I think don't know how I clicked that, but it was only sending. That's surely gone to YouTube this time.
Yes.
Banned from my own chat. I've re-established control over my own chat at long last. Oh dear, oh dear. Oh well, I'm a quarter of the way back now. I'm almost tempted to fly back and land. Nah, I'm gonna call it. Hey, it's really great to have people hang out. I'm sorry this mission didn't really go anywhere because we didn't find a ship, and there was nothing to do in terms of being able to report it or do anything else inside the app. There were no active actions, and there were apparently no dispatch. No, did I do something wrong there? Objective: fly to search area. I don't think it detected me flying into the search area. In fact, the desktop app thinks I'm still at the base. So what would I do then? Maybe I will save Emergency Dispatcher Pro. I'll save that. Yes. Close that. Close that. Get rid of that thing on my screen, and I bet this will. I've got a feeling this is now going to come back to life as soon as I reload this and do the mission. It's already. Oh, not that this is going to help anyone. Exit the mission, please. Now load it again. All I'm doing is I'm closing the desktop app and restarting it, and I've just got a feeling this is actually now going to work because I don't think it detected me being in the mission area for some reason. I bet it was the slewing issue that messed up the mission. No, look, I'm not so sure. I have seen the slew work before. So let's try this. SAR overdue, open. So the EFB app seemed to know where I am, but the desktop app didn't.
We've got an overdue vessel. They're probably fine, until they aren't. Last known position is on your map. Start the search.
Okay, Metallic Soul, I'm going to, what am I going to do? I'm not going to do the whole mission. I think it's going to work now. I don't know what happened. I think something is up with EDPro where even though the desktop app says, sorry, the EFB says you're in, the desktop app didn't. So what I could have done to have fixed that is just to have gone, I'll just bring out the desktop app now, is just load this up again, and I had saved the plan and then reloaded the plan, and then it sort of, I think, detects me again in here. What I could have done a bit earlier was check the fact that my helicopter was not visible inside the app. Anyway, my fault, but it did disconnect for some reason. We don't know why. I have been able to complete a mission with Slew before. I don't know. Daryl, thanks very much.
You too, buddy. I'll talk to you later.
I'll get in touch and we'll make sure that we share the stream with your channel as well. So thanks very much.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, appreciate you and your incredible stories. It'll be better than any stories I ever get in aviation. Look, people, great to have you along. I'm going to bug out of this one, and I look forward to catching you in another stream real soon. See you later. Bye now. And thanks, Metallic Soul, for being an awesome wingman. Take care. See ya.